My name is Dmitry Vasilov. This is YouTube channel 100 Green, YouTube channel of Green Transformation of Ukraine. And today we're having one of the interviews from a series of interviews with the project, European project called BIOMETHAVERSE, a project which unites 5 countries, including Ukraine. And from Ukrainian party, there are 2 organizations included in the project. One of them is Bioenergy Association of Ukraine, and Georgii Geletukha is the chairman of this organization. And there is one more business partner, MHP Eco Energy, included in the project. And there will be some extra interviews with that partner. But now we would like to concentrate on the tasks and the project itself from the side of Bioenergy Association of Ukraine. I know that Georgi prepared to us a great presentation, so I will not be asking him any questions right now. I will suggest to listen to the presentation, and then as soon as we'll have some questions after the presentation, we'll continue our talk with Georgi. So, Georgi, I suggest that the floor is yours. Please give us your presentation about your work and activities within BioMetaverse project.
Hello to everybody. I will start my presentation right now. Okay, prospects of biomethane development in Ukraine. I am Georgii Geletukha, Doctor of Sciences in Engineering, Head of the Bold Bioenergy Association of Ukraine. And you see logo of our project, BioMetaverse, which is combination of 2 words, is biomethane and universe. It's like a universe of biomethane, all about biomethane. Our association is non-profit civic union that unites business and experts for sustainable development of bioenergy in Ukraine. We established 12 years ago, and at the moment we have 50 members, 50 companies of our members, including company MHP Eco Energy, who is second partner of BioMetaverse from Ukraine. Current development of biogas, biomethane in Ukraine presented in this slide. At the moment, we have 83 biogas plants in Ukraine. Most of them generating biogas and electricity from biogas. And total electrical capacity of these 83 plants is 140 megawatt electrical. And also Ukraine has quite developed gas networks, more than 33,000 kilometers of gas networks, and about 300 compressed natural gas refilling stations, which can be used for refilling of biomethane in transport. And our biogas plants are quite different, from 125 kilowatt till 26 megawatt installed capacity, and wide range of industries and different types of feedstock already tested in Ukrainian conditions. And the first biomethane project has been constructed in April 2023 on the base of existing biogas plants. And 2 such biomethane plants with capacity 6 million cubic meters per year is 100% ready for production of biomethane and waiting start of the export of biomethane from Ukraine. Why biomethane? We consider this is a very promising sector of development because biomethane is completely ready for injection into the gas network. There is no need for investment in the natural gas network. and in gas equipment, such as gas burners, engines, turbines, to adapt for gas quality. Today, biomethane is the cheapest renewable gas. Biomethane plants, in addition to biomethane, generate so-called digestate that can be the main organic fertilizer for revival of Ukrainian soil. Why in Ukraine? Because Ukraine has the largest area of agricultural land in Europe and accordingly one of the best agricultural feedstock potentials for biomethane production in the world. Ukraine can offer the cheapest feedstock for production of biomethane and compete with any countries on biomethane market. Ukraine has developed system of natural gas networks, both gas transmission system and gas distribution systems. The structure of agricultural enterprises is favorable for biomethane production. We have big share of large and medium-sized enterprises. The possibility of exporting biomethane to premium EU market, adopted ambitious plan for production of biomethane, up to 35 billion cubic meters of biomethane per year in 2030. And Ukraine can potentially provide up to 20% of EU biomethane demand till 2050. We consider that Ukraine has ideal conditions for biomethane production. Biogas and biomethane production potential in Ukraine presented on this slide. And you see totally it's 21.8 billion cubic meters of biomethane per year. It's about the same figure as Ukraine consume right now natural gas. Before war, Ukraine consumed about 30 billion cubic meters of natural gas per year. At the moment, about 20. And you see, biomethane is even a little bit more than we consume at the moment natural gas. And here is a different feedstock, which we calculated for production of biomethane. This is animal waste, this is agricultural residues, this is byproducts of food processing industry, organic fraction of municipal solid waste, municipal wastewater treatment plants, a little bit from energy crops, and quite big share from so-called cover crops or intermediate crops, and even a small amount from thermal gasification of woody biomass. And Ukraine has biggest biomethane potential in EU. And this potential distributed around Ukraine. You see illustration on this slide. The darker color, the bigger potential of biomethane. Absolute leader here is Vinnytsia region. Second is Kyiv. Then Cherkasy, Poltava, Khmelnytsky Oblast. You see practically all center of Ukraine, the most rich areas for biomethane production in Ukraine. And basic legislation needed for development of biomethane sector in Ukraine is fully ready. First law was accepted in 2021 with main terms and conditions. In 2023, it was second law on state support of investment projects with significant investments in Ukraine. This law was extended on the new areas, biogas and biomethane. And if you invest more than 12 million euro per project, you will have a number of privileges or tax exemptions for such project. Also, we have developed procedure for functioning of biomethane register, and we have some amendments of our regulator for connection of biomethane plants with gas networks. And the last law accepted quite recently, already this year, on amendments to the custom code of Ukraine and other laws of Ukraine regarding particularities of customs control and customs clearance of certain categories of goods. It's about custom clearance of biomethane. And this law was accepted and signed President this year. And we consider that legislation is fully in place. And these 7 projects, which is presented on this slide, we expect will start production of biomethane in this year, 2024. And most of them are fully ready and only waiting real start of the export, which is expected in September 2026. Real start of the export should be started, and these projects will be in operation. And you see total capacity of these plants is quite high, 111 million cubic meters of biomethane per year, which is a really good start, really good figure for start. And you should remember that this year is a year of war in Ukraine. And during the war, Ukrainian companies invested in newly constructed plants or in the modernization of existing biogas plants, and invested a lot of money in this, and they believe in the future of this sector. And 5 of these projects will be connected with gas distribution networks or gas transmission networks, but 2 of them will produce so-called Bioenergy. This is liquefied biomethane, with transportation by lorries to European countries. And all of these projects are certified according to sustainability certification of ISCC scheme. That first projects are ready to start. And our association optimistic scenario of Ukrainian biomethane market till 2050 is on this slide. We believe that till 2050, Ukraine will produce 20 billion cubic meters of biomethane per year, 10 for export and 10 for internal market of Ukraine. For this, we will construct about 4,000 biomethane plants with average capacity 5 million cubic meters of biomethane per year, with total investment about 40 billion euro, with reduction of greenhouse gas emissions about 50 million tons of CO2 equivalent per year, and with the creation of new jobs, 250,000 new jobs. You see, we have ambition plans. Thank you for your attention.
Yeah, thank you very much, Georgii. Quite a powerful vision. And it seems that when the plans will be realized, Ukraine will be definitely a part of Energy Union of Ukraine. Of European Union, of Europe. And definitely, there's still a lot of work to be done by our producers of biomethane in Ukraine. But also perhaps European partners who could do investments or joint companies to develop biomethane here in Ukraine. But I guess there's still some work to be done by regulators, both here in Ukraine and in Europe. So perhaps you could give a little bit of more perspective of what yet to be done here in Ukraine and in European Union to make sure that actually it will increase potentials of biomethane production in Ukraine, and then export of biomethane from Ukraine to countries of European Union.
Mm-hmm. As I mentioned, this is a relatively new sector in Ukraine. First definition, what is biomethane, was put it in Ukrainian legislation in 2021. And now in 2024, we have fully ready package of needed legislation in Ukraine. In my opinion, it's a relatively fast process, including that 2.5 years we are in the war regime.
That was my point. Exactly.
Yeah. And even in these conditions, Ukrainian government and Ukrainian parliament believe in this sector and invest their time and invest their efforts in establishment of this new legislation for new sector. And thanks a lot to them for this good job. And from European side, it's also we see some favorable signals from EU side. First of all, in 2023, I guess, Ukraine and the European Commission signed a special memorandum on development of renewable gases. It was signed by Premier Minister from Ukraine and Ursula von der Leyen from EU side in Kiev. Also, during the wartime, we are signing memorandum on renewable gases. It's very symbolic. And
time of crisis is a time of potentials.
And it's also indication that EU seriously considering Ukraine as a partner in this new area, in area of renewable gases, in decarbonization of energy sector of EU. And you saw these ambition plans, 35 billion cubic meters of biomethane per year, ambition plans of EU. And at the moment, they produce only 4.5. It's not too much time till 2030. Their plans is so ambitious that this market is really deficit market. They are not in track of reaching this target. That they have lack of biomethane for their target. And if Ukraine in this condition will produce big amount of biomethane, my view and my feeling is that all this biomethane will be bought and consumed in Ukraine, in European Union. And what's interesting is that 2030 is not an end of the story. Yeah, next target will be 2050, and figure for biomethane, which is discussing for 2050, is from 100 till 180 billion cubic meters of biomethane per year. Yeah, that we have a market for dozens and dozens of years. In my opinion, Ukraine should take place of Russia as supplier of energy carriers to European Union. But Russia was supplier of natural gas and oil, but Ukraine should be main supplier of renewable gases, first of all, biomethane to European market. And we have all conditions for this, and the European Union in principle also support these ideas.
It's a wonderful vision. Georgii, but coming back to the topic of our conversation, we began from your project. Yeah, you're participating on this 5-year European project called BIOMETHAVERSE. and there are still about 2.5 years of the project to go on. So what would you see the outcomes and results of this project from your Ukrainian side, and particularly from the side of Bioenergy Association of Ukraine?
First of all, we are happy with our partner, with MHP Ecoenergy, that we were selected as a partner for this consortium for implementation of this project. It was a real competition, and only 5 countries proposed demonstration projects. Yeah, that these projects already in a higher scale than laboratory scale. Yeah? This is projects higher scale and operating in working conditions of biogas and biomethane plants. And the idea that 5 these demonstration plants, which were selected for projects, will demonstrate different technologies, different approach for production of biomethane. For example, for Ukrainian task, we plan to demonstrate so-called biological methanation process, in which we organizing reaction between hydrogen and CO2 with generation of additional methane and water. And this reaction could be organized in different conditions. One of the conditions is biological way of such methanation. And for this, hydrogen should be injected inside biogas plant, inside methane tank, where anaerobic digestion is organizing. And these molecules of hydrogen will look for molecules of CO2. And in the conditions of these methane tanks, they will react with help of some bacteria. That's why name of this process is a biological methanation. And as a result, on the exit of a biogas plant, we will have higher concentration of methane, higher than after usual biogas plant. After usual biogas plant, we have 50–55% of methane, and other is CO2. After such process, we expect to have 60 up to 65% of methane and less fraction of CO2. It seems that it's not too much, but it's only on the first point of view, because from economical point of view, it's a very promising process. If we, without additional equipment, in the same equipment which we use now, we can increase concentration of methane from 50 till 60% or from 55 till 65. Economically, it's very promising. And other partners in the projects testing other approaches. Some of them testing so-called catalytical methanation. The same reaction.
You mean in other countries, not in Ukraine?
Yes, in other countries, yes. The same reaction, but in catalytical reactors. One partner testing harvesting of microalgae, which will consume CO2, and this also way of upgrading of biogas till biomethane. But Ukrainian part is this biological methanation, and you will see laboratory of our partner, and you will see all this in laboratory, and they already started production of this demonstration plant, and you will see all this a little bit later.
Well, I am absolutely sure that your project will be a technological breakthrough, and you will have also a great economic outcome out of it. So I wish you great success, Georgii. I also want to thank you for your time and wonderful presentation on the story about the BioMETHAVERSE project, which unites 5 countries, and Ukraine is one of the implementing countries in this project for the future of renewable energy in Europe. And Ukraine is part of Europe, and definitely we are sure will be part of European Union and common biomethane energy market. I would like to say you thank you, to remind our visitors that today we had conversation with Georgii Geletukha, who is the chairman of Bioenergy Association of Ukraine, and it is one of 2 Ukrainian partners. The other partners, MHP Eco Energy, as the Ukrainian partners for BioMETHAVERSE project, financed by the European Union, Horizon Europe. Thank you very much, Georgii, and I wish you great success.
Thank you, Dmitry.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.